We're here at the movie theater about to see Endgame, the Avengers. We're excited, but we're going to try to get some people coming out of the theater and going into the theater and get some initial reactions as spoiler-free as possible, okay? Without telling any spoilers, initial reactions.
Oh my god. It's like a roller coaster. Like there's the sad part, and then you get excited part, then you go sad part,
I'm a
and then
crier.
it goes. So you're definitely gonna cry in the ending.
No. Sorry, I should wait through the credits, even though it's the end game. There's still more to like end credits stuff I should see. You don't tell me what it is.
If you're a fan of, have you been a fan of these movies, you should stay to the end.
Nothing in the end.
You're lying.
Nope.
No, I'm gonna stay just in case. I don't trust you. Did you ever take a pee break? Were you able to get through the whole thing without a break?
We got through the
You
whole
did?
thing.
I had a large drink, and yes, I drank the whole thing, but I didn't have the urge to pee during the whole movie.
You made it through.
Yes, I made it
my
through.
Good. Are you gonna make it through without taking a pee break?
Hopefully.
All right, very good. All right, do you have any strategies? Are you gonna get a smaller soda this time?
I'm getting nothing.
I went once, and then I went back. So she was surprised when I came out real quick.
Yeah, sometimes I can control my pees, sometimes I don't.
All right.
This
See,
time I
that's
didn't,
the
so I
big
got lucky.
controversy with this movie.
How you don't get a big soda? Because that's my problem.
That's what I'm thinking. I have to strategize.
Get
I just sip.
something small.
Maybe I'll just get like a seltzer. Just sip
I
it.
think you should get
Okay,
that.
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the seltzer. Okay. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hey, how you doing?
So this is not going to be a spoiler-free video.
So if you haven't seen it yet, go away. Or if you're the one person who has no intention of seeing Avengers Endgame, stick around, I guess.
So we have Superman here. You're Superman, and you're holding Captain America.
Well, I think my colors also represent Captain Marvel.
Let's just talk about this Endgame. And it's the end of the road for Iron Man, which makes me extremely upset. It's what started this whole thing. So
Yeah.
it was the first movie for this whole franchise of Avengers. I actually saw the original movie in the theater with my dad
Oh, really?
when I saw the first Iron Man. Yeah, I think that was the last
Oh, the first
movie.
Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
First Iron Man. I think that was the last movie I saw with him before he passed
Really?
away. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I'm kind of like,
Hmm.
anyways.
Well, right from the get-go, you got to give kudos to Robert Downey Jr.
Well, he's a big part of why it's so
Yeah.
amazing. So I just I don't know. I'm upset. I'm crying a little bit thinking about it.
Well, even again, spoiler alerts, his acting from the get-go, as soon as we see him, as soon as they rescue him,
Yeah.
he's so skinny. I don't know how much that is CGI
Yeah,
or he lose weight.
in the beginning, I noticed his arm was small, like
Yeah,
really
his
small,
neck and his
very
face.
shriveled,
Yeah,
Like
because
when-
he was starving.
because he had been starving in
Right.
space,
But
hanging in purgatory, basically.
The emotion of letting Peter Parker down, losing the kid.
Right.
I lost the kid, he says to Captain, right?
Yeah.
And that was, I'm feeling it now. That was, that was
So
rough.
just to let you guys know, when this all happened, and if you watched the movie, obviously you're probably pretty upset, unless you didn't. I know I have a couple friends that aren't huge Iron Man fans because he's a little arrogant and cocky, but I really like that about him. So, there was a woman during the funeral scene that was just bawling in our movie theater.
Yeah.
And I was sad and tearing up just a little bit. I think everyone was kind of like tearing up a little bit, so I heard a few sniffles. But then we're watching the scene, and you just hear in the back of the theater, she was like, I'm not kidding. That's how loud she was. She was literally going, and I was like, at that point, I was trying really hard. It kind of broke up the whole sadness, but I was actually trying really hard not to laugh at her crying because it was so loud. So a little snicker came out.
It was
because
intense.
It was really sad, and then she started crying, and then it was really funny for everyone else. Because I think a few people laughed about the woman that was bawling.
But it wasn't just sad, it was intensely emotional.
Yeah.
And there was that moment, and I don't know if you remember.
So well directed and acted.
Going back to Batman v Superman, not that it was a great movie, but there was that moment where I turned to you and said, oh shit, they're going to kill him. I saw it coming. It didn't even occur to me, even when we saw Doomsday. And when you see him turning to Lois with the spear of kryptonite, right?
Yeah.
Oh crap, they're gonna kill him. There was that same moment when Tony and Doctor Strange
They had
make
that
eye
exchange.
contact,
Yeah.
and it was that. Yeah, this is the moment.
Yeah, he said did this.
And Tony said, yeah. Tony said, okay.
Tony put it on.
Tony had that same look that Henry Cavill had, but 10 times better, obviously. But it was that same
I
moment.
like Henry Cavill.
And then
He's a fine
that
actor.
to the point where Peter Parker comes in, and then Pepper Potts comes in, and then you cut to the funeral with the daughter, and you're thinking about, oh, the daughter. And John Favreau.
He actually in the beginning of the movie they were saying, Pepper was saying, we lucked out. We're all here. We're all still here. Everyone else,
It was kind of obvious from the minute.
it's kind of foreshadowing.
ways
It's hinting
that-
to it
yeah.
a little bit. You should have known right then and there. We all lucked out.
Right.
That should have just given it away.
But when they, again, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, it's
We've
too late.
warned you
but,
guys. If you've watched it, if you're watching it now and you're watching this and you haven't heard our spoiler alerts, it's your own fault. So do not leave a mean
Well, I was going to
comment.
say, there's rumors out there that I had heard that who dies, right?
Right.
So when
I thought it
Black
was gonna
Widow
be Cap.
died, me too. Oh, well, I'll talk about that in a second. But when Black Widow sacrifices herself for the
That
Soul
too.
Stone, I felt like that was a weak choice almost, storytelling. And then like, oh, that's the fake out, you know?
Yeah, that's what I figured too.
No one said two major players died.
I had a feeling it was going to be more than one. I felt
Yeah.
like we all like Black Widow, but she didn't have her own movie. She didn't start this whole thing. So
Mm-hmm.
in some ways, it wasn't a huge loss because she's just another one of the Avengers. She's
Right.
she doesn't have her, although I think she's doing her own origin movie now.
Marvel is finally giving Black Widow her own movie.
They should have done that before this. Then her death would have actually meant
I
something a
think
little bit
so.
more.
I don't know if we're going to get another Avengers movie. We might get another
I
Avengers
think that's
movie.
the end. I think that was the point of the end of
Right.
not having any scene after the credits.
Right.
Although I heard there was noise after the credits, and that noise, people say they think it was a new Iron Mask being made. So maybe somebody new is going to step into the Iron Man
yeah.
role.
Well, I
that
thought
could
Pepper
happen.
Potts' Iron Man suit was pretty impressive.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Flash forward 15 years and have the daughter jump
Yeah.
in there,
Mhm.
you know?
So you could continue without Tony Stark. I just have a hard time getting past that because if you don't
Yeah.
have Robert Downey Jr., I have a hard time with it because I don't know.
He was very much, and I know where people find
He
his
made that character
the
what it
arrogance
is.
annoying, but what was so great about it was, you know, why is he arrogant? Why is he the way he is?
Yeah.
The stuff that has happened back in the day because of the arms sales that he used to be engaged in. He sees the horrors, right? All those layers. Yeah, there's an arrogance to it, but at the same time, it takes a little arrogance to get in that suit and go out there and risk your life.
Yeah.
There's an arrogance, but there's also almost like a death wish, you know?
Yeah.
There's I am willing to put my life on the line because I don't hold my own life to such a level until there's a 5-year-old girl involved. But I think it's much more of, you know, it's almost like with a lot of politicians, they feel like they have to be that way. You know, how much of it is it that I have to be this way, but that's not all who I am, kind of thing. And that, I think those levels are why Robert Downey Jr. is such an...
So let's go down the line. Captain America, where is he at? He really hasn't changed. Nothing really exciting happened to him other than he got old.
No. The fact that he could wield Thor's hammer, he is worthy. There's that whole thing before that where Thor is holding out his hand in the past.
Oh,
And he's like,
maybe
oh,
we should
good,
talk
I'm still
about Thor
worthy.
first.
Okay.
Now you can finally play Thor.
I was thinking the same thing. I can play Thor now. Beer belly Thor
Got
is
fat.
great.
It's fine. There were a lot of fat jokes that were a little bit offensive, but that's okay.
Credit to Chris Hemsworth letting himself, you know, Mr. Sex Symbol.
I don't know how much of that was real or CGI. I'm
Yeah, I
guessing
don't know.
he had a belly.
Well, yeah, I
or
don't think he
makeup.
put that much weight on
No, I
because
don't
that's
think-
asking a lot.
Because his face didn't gain it either. It was like a little bit.
A
fuller,
little bit, but it was
he's already
in the
bulky,
beard.
Yeah.
CGI
So-
or bodysuit or something.
Yeah.
But,
So 5 years into the future, we get the Avengers that are still there.
Okay. So Thor, you know, he's got Vormir and now he's got Stormbreaker. He's using both at some point, and he goes in the past. He gets to see his mom, Rene Russo, right? That was cool. There's just a lot of heart in this movie. Like
Yeah.
Thor has been one of the more two-dimensional characters in a lot of ways until Ragnarok.
Finally.
But they gave him this arc that was, oh man, they made him. He's always been kind of like the comic relief, but the comic relief has been, I'm a god and I don't know little basic things, right? And he's almost like the Karate Kid, William Zabka's character a little
Right,
bit. Like he's a
right.
Johnny, but not as a bad guy in the beginning. But he's just clueless to the ways of the world in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
modern world. So I just loved that arc. It was hilarious, and at first I'm like, oh no, but I love the way they played it.
It worked out.
Yeah, in a 3-hour movie, they had time to play with a couple subplots
Yeah.
the way they would in a TV show a little bit. Or the fact they basically had a 5.5-hour movie, so they got a 5-6 episode TV arc to tell the story of Endgame.
So Thor is. So you can finally play Thor. I think we're gonna do a parody.
Now, in the past, I usually played Hulk. I kind of like what they did with Hulk in this one.
Hulk, yeah.
You know?
Now Hulk can now become kind of like a hybrid between Hulk and the actual Bruce character.
Right.
So
and it
you
gives Mark
actually have
Ruffalo an acting shop that he didn't have before.
Yeah, because he gets to act kind of as this Hulk.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the way they did it. At first, I'm like, oh, there's a little bit too much goofy campiness going on. But they play it straight for the most part in the moments. And his moments with the Sorcerer Supreme going back in time, I love that moment. He's able to have a conversation as Hulk. And then as Bruce Banner a little bit too.
Yeah.
But it's, I love the whole story, the whole going back in time and the
Back to the
Thanos
Future
learns,
references.
Back to the Future references. It was it Paul Rudd that kept saying, "What do you mean? You mean Back to the Future was all bull crap or whatever?"
We knew this was going to have to involve time travel.
Yeah.
People back from the dead.
It's the only thing that works.
So.
Yeah. The very first scene, again, if you're already still with us and you're worried about spoilers, that's on you.
It's too late, you've been spoiled.
But when they decapitate Thanos in the first big scene, I'm like,
oh crap!
where do you go from here? So,
where do you go?
And it wasn't a problem, but at first it was like,
Oh.
I guess the movie's over.
Movie's over, we can go.
We're just gonna give up on everybody. But they figured out. I want the poster where everybody's coming through this Doctor Strange's.
When they all come back from the
portals
snap, when they all get
with
snapped back, it's
Giant Man,
probably
Big
the best
Ant-Man.
part of the movie.
It's just a beautiful picture. I'm like, oh shit, I want that poster. I just want that poster because it's like this beautiful landscape.
Black Panther,
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
And it's a throwback to the Wakanda War, with everybody coming in, Wakanda.
Yeah, exactly. They're ready for war. It's some amazing scene. It's just really cool when everyone shows up. I just start clapping.
Yeah.
Everyone starts clapping.
I screamed, I think. I go, woo! The Marvel movies in general for the past 10 years have been 10 times better than any other superhero or even most sci-fi.
Well, I would say yes.
The writing,
a lot
direction,
of them.
the acting.
However, Dark Knight Rises was really, really good, and also the Batman, that Batman series, I thought was exceptionally well. I think it rivals it. It rivals the origin stories of these Avengers movies.
It was pretty good. The Batman Begins, the first one, and Dark Knight Rises, I loved as a movie. The scenes in this movie were movie scenes that happened to be in a superhero sci-fi movie. You know what I mean? I would put these story elements up against, the Academy Award style dramatic movie. The character development, what's really going on. The very first scene with Hawkeye, and you realize, oh shoot, and I even did this to you, like in pantomime. You're like, I'm like,
we knew it was
right
gonna
away,
happen.
because everyone's like, where's Hawkeye in the first movie? And that's
we
the first
know.
thing they deal with, and this movie breaks your heart more than elevates you. But you feel great at the end, because I feel like every moment, every sacrifice led somewhere. And I believe it goes back to that moment with Doctor Strange in the first movie saying there's one way to do this.
Right.
He saw it all, and it's a series of self-sacrifice. It's a series of taking one for the team or supporting the team in one way or another that led to their victory, and it was the one way. It had this very specific path that it was going to happen.
Save the world.
Yeah.
Good job, Tony.
Save the spider. Save
And you
the
got to live
universe.
out your life with your love of life. Love of life. Love of your life.
That was a beautiful
Agent
finish.
Carter.
Oh, I think I glossed over. The Captain America arc, I thought was awesome.
Oh yeah. It's gonna make me cry again.
As soon as he didn't show up in the time loop when he was supposed to show up, I was like, oh, he found Peggy. He found Peggy, and that was a great moment. It was a great moment with Tony and his father too in that same time jump. But yeah, it was a beautiful moment. I really, really enjoyed that whole thing. Or maybe even better, the Captain America going back to it being in the elevator.
Fighting himself.
Well, yeah, fighting himself is great, but then fighting all the guys he ends up fighting in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Right?
Anyways, let me know in the comments below what you thought. If you liked it, you didn't like it, you thought it was perfect, what you would have changed about it. I personally thought it was good as much as I did not enjoy the end of Tony Stark as we know it. That made me really upset, so I have a lot of mixed feelings about it, but I generally thought it was very well done.
I was going to say, you can't deny the quality of the death scene.
It's
He
very,
got a
very
great
good. I
death.
just am sad he's gone.
I would put it up
because
there with Oh, Han Solo.
Out of all the Avengers,
Yeah.
I would say my favorite is Tony Stark. My second favorite is Hulk. Those are my two favorite
Interesting.
Avengers. I relate more to Hulk, but
Oh, I forgot to mention, I did make it without taking a pee break. It was a struggle.
I made a mad dash as I usually do.
You were pretty quick.
I do that every
You
time.
didn't miss much.
I'm used. I've got that down. I've got that little mad dash.
I don't think you missed anything. I snuck out a few farts to get through.
It's good to know. I'm glad I
that
didn't
extra
smell them.
pressure. Well, I feel that pressure would have pushed the bladder a little bit. So
Thanks again for watching, guys. I have some new videos I'm going to be putting up tomorrow. Well, I'm not sure when this is going to go up. I have a music video that's going to premiere Saturday at noon. Please watch it and leave a comment. There's an open chat already going for it. It's open on YouTube. Leave a little comment in there. Come back Saturday at noon and watch my music video. It is a music video parody. I have a couple other songs I'm working on, one original, a few other parodies that I'm going to put up here. I have a couple other different formats that I'm going to be experimenting with and putting on this channel because, as you guys know, as much as I love X-Files, I believe it's over and there really isn't too much to be said or done about the series at this point. I have a video that I filmed a while back about X-Files. There are a couple of things that I can talk about X-Files that I probably haven't talked about that I will put up for you guys. So all my X-Files fans, thanks again for hanging in and watching my news. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button so you can get updates on when we put up a video. Okay? Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.